Okay, so we are going to solve multi-step equations that have the distributive property. Okay, so if I have 5 times the quantity of x plus 4 equals 40, I can still talk about this in terms of bad guys and good guys. I am partial to distributing first. So remember, with distributing, you are multiplying. So 5 times x gives me 5x. 5 times a positive 4 gives me a positive 20. And now we are right back to two-step equations. Subtract 20 on both sides. 5x equals 20. Divide both sides by the inverse, which is 5. And you get x to equal 4. Just like all the other ones, the way of checking it is to plug it back in. So if I put 4 in for x, I have 4 plus 4 inside the parentheses, which would give me 8, times 5 gives me 40. So I end up with 40 equals 40. I am purposely doing this one because of the amount of errors that people usually have. Oopsie. Let me get my white out. On this problem. This is a very common problem to have errors on. Get rid of that. Okay, so you have 7 minus 3 times the quantity of 5t minus 10 equals 67. Again, I'm partial to working on one side of the equation. Right here is where the most common error is. A lot of people will try to do 7 minus 3 first. But remember, this is subtracting, and that is multiplying. So what comes first in the order of operations? Multiplying does. So that means I'm just going to bring my 7 down, and I'm going to multiply then, or distribute, my negative 3. Don't forget to take that negative with. So negative 3 times 5t gives me negative 15t. Negative 3 times a negative 10. Negative times a negative gives me a positive 30 equals 67. Another common error is right here. I have bad guys, good guys, friends, and another bad guy. It doesn't matter if you move one, like these 30 bad guys over here, and then turn around and do these 7 bad guys over here. It does not matter. What you have to realize is that, think of this as a fence. You have a yard with, on this side of the fence, and you have a yard on this side of the fence. If I have 7 bad guys, and I add 30 bad guys to it, I end up with 37 bad guys on one side of the fence. Bring down your other numbers. Okay, so be careful. I am not doing, do not do this. I am not subtracting 7 here and then subtracting 7 here in order to combine them. I'm not doing that. Because what's end up happening is you're actually subtracting 14 on one side and nothing on the other. So this is a no-no. We are right back to a two-step equation. I'm going to subtract my 37 bad guys from both sides. Don't forget to bring down that negative. Divide both sides by that negative 15. Remember, I got to get rid of that negative 2. So I have t equals the negative 2. Let's do another one that I commonly see errors on. Okay, some people start to freak out here because there's no number immediately outside the parentheses. So they will try to distribute the 15. What you have to realize is that there is an understood -1 there. So 15 minus 1 times all of that. Multiplication comes before subtraction. So the 15 comes down. This is what I distribute and get -4m. Distribute -1 times a -5 gives me a +5. So I have bad guys on the same side. I'm going to combine my 15 and my 5 bad guys and get 20 bad guys minus my 4m equals 32. Now I'm going to boot all the bad guys by subtracting 20 on both sides. Don't forget that negative. So -4m equals a +12. We are multiplying by -4, so we need to do the inverse by dividing by -4. And you get m to equal a -3.